There's no humming of machines, no blinking lights, only the gentle hiss of heat and the rhythmic motion of a woman pressing freshly washed clothes. For most people, ironing is a task done in minutes with a modern appliance, but for the Amish, it's a slow, skillful ritual, a careful dance between fire, fabric, and patience. Today we'll explore how the Amish keep their clothes crisp and wrinkle-free without using a single watt of electricity. In Amish homes, ironing isn't just about neatness, it's about care and discipline. Clothes are handmade, modest, and meant to last. Keeping them in perfect condition reflects respect for work, community, and faith. So even though modern irons could make the job easier, the Amish choose a method that connects them to their past, and to each other. Before the work begins, the fire is lit. A small cast iron stove or wood-burning range is used to heat several flat irons, sometimes called sad irons, from the old word meaning solid. Each weighs between 5 and 8 pounds. Some homes keep 2 or 3 heating at once, rotating them as they cool. The Amish place them directly on the stove's surface until they're hot enough to press but not so hot they scorch. Experienced homemakers can judge the perfect temperature by lightly touching the iron's handle or hovering a hand above its surface. There's no temperature gauge, no dial, only intuition built from years of practice. Before the first shirt is pressed, the iron is tested. A damp cloth or scrap of linen is touched to its base. If it sizzles gently, it's ready. Too much heat can ruin delicate fabric, so control is everything. Some Amish even sprinkle a little flour on the iron surface. If it browns but doesn't burn, the heat is perfect. It's a simple, reliable system. No electricity, no electronics, just hands and experience. Ironing begins long before the hot iron touches the cloth. Freshly washed clothes are hung to dry in open air, often pressed flat by hand while still damp. The moisture helps smooth wrinkles, naturally. Once dry enough to hold shape but not stiff, garments are folded and stacked on a clean wooden table beside the stove. Starch, made from boiled flour and water, is brushed lightly onto collars, aprons and sleeves to keep them crisp. It's the same formula that's been used for generations: gentle, biodegradable, and effective. The Amish move slowly and deliberately. Each piece of clothing is spread flat, the iron gliding steadily in long strokes from center to edge. Because the irons are heavy, the weight does most of the work. No pressure needed. When the iron cools, it's replaced by another that's been warming on the stove. There's a rhythm to it. Heat, press, swap, repeat. The air fills with warmth, the soft scent of soap, and the quiet pride of craftsmanship. Each iron requires care. After use, it's cleaned, dried, and rubbed lightly with oil to prevent rust. Amish homemakers take pride in keeping their tools beautiful, polished, smooth, and ready for the next week's wash. Some families still use irons passed down for over 100 years. They're built to last forever, much like the values that guide the people who use them. Ironing without electricity might seem, a bit impractical today, but honestly, the results speak for themselves. Clothes stay crisp longer. Fabrics last years instead of months. And without synthetic sprays or high heat, garments retain their strength and color. Beyond that, the process builds mindfulness, each motion done with attention and respect. It's slow living at its best, purposeful, quiet, and enduring. When the last shirt is folded, the stove cools, and the house smells faintly of wood smoke and clean fabric. No switches were flipped, no energy was wasted, just a woman, her tools, and the fire's gentle heat. It's a small glimpse into the timeless rhythm of Amish life, where even the simplest tasks carry beauty, patience, and grace. And maybe that's the hidden reason it still works. Because it's not just about pressing fabric, it's about pressing pause. In a world where everything hums, clicks, and rushes, the Amish way of ironing is a quiet rebellion. Each stroke of the iron is a reminder that time itself is a tool, not an enemy. You don't rush through it, you shape it. Standing beside that stove, you feel something we've forgotten in the noise of convenience rhythm. The slow hiss of steam, the soft crackle of the fire, the weight of the iron gliding over cloth. It's not just laundry, it's a ritual. A moment where mind, body, and purpose align. where doing something well matters more than doing it fast, and the results aren't only seen on the fabric, they're felt in the person. That focus, that stillness, becomes a kind of meditation. It steadies the mind the way the iron smooths the cloth. It teaches patience, presence, and care, the same values that shape the entire Amish way of life. Because for them, efficiency doesn't come from electricity, it comes from discipline. Simplicity isn't poverty, it's precision. It's a way of living that measures wealth not in things but in moments done with meaning. Think about it. In most homes today, chores are something to get through, but here, they're something to live through. Every act, no matter how small, becomes a reflection of faith and gratitude. When they iron, they aren't just caring for clothes, they're caring for the life those clothes represent: honest work, family, and community. And when the day ends, and the folded linens rest in tidy stacks, there's a quiet pride in knowing that nothing was wasted. Not the heat, not the time, not the effort. It's a kind of peace that can't be bought or automated, only earned through patience and presence. Maybe that's what keeps this old tradition alive. Not nostalgia, but wisdom. A reminder that progress doesn't always mean moving faster. Sometimes, it means moving with intention. Because when you live like that, when every motion has purpose, even the simplest task becomes something sacred. And in that stillness, under the soft glow of the stove, the world feels right again.